Mr. Gaddy's Pizza is a pizza buffet chain that started in 1964. Thank you for your suggestion.
Gaddy's Pizza is now open in Bossier City on Airline Drive. Gaddy's Pizza was voted #1 Best Family Place by Red River Magazine. Come and enjoy an all-day buffet featuring the best pizza in town, pasta, salads, soft drinks, and even desserts. Gaddy's also features an over 2,000 square foot game room that is perfect for kids and birthday parties. Bring the whole family and enjoy one of our 2 theater rooms. Everybody's getting together over Gaddy's.
James Ure served in the United States Air Force for 26 years, serving his country in England and France during World War II. Upon his retirement from the Air Force, he tinkered around with the idea of opening a hamburger place in Stephenville, Texas. The idea was to sell pizza on the side, as it was a new and growing industry in 1966. He borrowed money and opened a small pizzeria to serve his neighbors and friends, who praised his astoundingly good pies. To his surprise, the pizza business took off so successfully that he and his wife Pat had to close the doors for 3 days to regroup. They opened their first The Pizza Palace in March of 1969 at Congress in Oltorf. After 6 months, business had grown so that they had to stop advertising and decided to expand. They made a decision to go for broke and opened 4 more restaurants at the same time. Number 2 was on Riverside Drive, number 3 across from the main gate at Bergstrom Air Force Base, number 4 in the brand new Highland Mall, and number 5 on Research Boulevard. Business grew quickly due to the tight rein that Colonel Ure held onto his secret recipe and fresh ingredients. He insisted that each pizza be made with the utmost care and precision. It became necessary to change the name to a more catchy name. He wanted to differentiate his pizza restaurant from others around the area, so he undertook a naming contest. He would name it Mr. Gaddy's Pizza in honor of his wife's maiden name, who was a first-generation New York Italian. That name had won out over many other proposed names, so the 5 restaurants were renamed Mr. Gaddy's. It wasn't just differentiating themselves by changing their name, but unlike certain other pizza chains where it seems like the actual quality of the food is the last thing on anyone's mind, Mr. Gaddy's Pizza took pride in its food. Because of that dedication to quality and service, the recipe for Mr. Gaddy's actual pizzas had established a reputation. It made it clear that their food isn't just made cheaply or easily. According to their website, their sauce is made from tomatoes fresh picked 4 hours from harvest, while their pizzas are topped with smoked provolone cheese, reminiscent of the flavor our customers grew up with. Finally, their pizza dough is made by hand every single day, meaning that hungry diners will get the best quality pizza dough and none of that stuff that had been chilling in the fridge for days. Over the next 3 years, 10 more stores were opened in the Austin area, with 1 in San Marcos and the other in College Station. It was during this time that the man before his time tried out pizza delivery. This was not just a common service at the time, so the public did not receive it as it was in the years to come, so they discontinued this service. In 1974, Ure sold his chain of 18 Mr. Gaddy's restaurants to a group of investors, but held on to a few franchises. The investors worked with Ure to help the company grow by establishing in Texas and many other states. Under the new ownership, Mr. Gaddy's was transformed. Locations were updated with a stylish new decor, and the first franchise unit opened in Cedar Park, north of Austin. In 1978, Mr. Gaddy's was bought by Texas entrepreneur L.D. Brinkman of Kerrville-based LDB Corporation, one of the nation's largest carpet and flooring manufacturers. By 1981, Mr. Gaddy's franchises had popped up throughout Texas and into Louisiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee, with a total number of locations reaching 260. in 1982, Mr. Gaddy's was offering weekday lunch buffets. Mr. Gaddy's had reached 350 locations nationwide, yet sales had only $130 million for 1985. It was about this time when a few Mr. Gaddy's pizza locations built state-of-the-art game rooms, beginning an evolution that eventually led to a 25,000 square foot superstore that devoted 10,000 square feet to a colossal midway-type game room to accompany its lunch buffet. Mr. Gaddy's remodeling of the older stores continued, bringing in a new 3-room design. The main dining area was considered the entertainment room with a large screen TV, where there was a smaller garden room for patrons seeking more quiet, and the third was a party room for local events. Salad bars, which had remained a big draw during the lunch, was being installed at all outlets, and the no-wait lunch buffet had been expanded to 3 or 4 days in most chains. Some Mr. Gaddy's offered a dinner buffet as well on selected evenings. Mr. Gaddy's expanded organically, but they also expanded through acquisitions as well. Mr. Gaddy's buying spree consisted of 3 purchases: 14 of its franchise units in and around Nashville, the 19-unit Musselman's chain, and an 11-unit pizza chain called Red Geranium, brought Mr. Gaddy's total outlets to 337 for 1987. By 1988, revenues for Mr. Gaddy's reached $143 million with 325 locations nationwide. The 1990s, however, proved difficult for Mr. Gaddy's as sales fell and competition from Pizza Hut, Domino's, Little Caesars, and such regional chains as Donato's, Shakey's, Cece's, and Pizza Inn took their toll. The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in 1991 and began reorganizing. Within 2 years, Mr. Gaddy's had shed underperforming units and was climbing out of debt. The chain had succeeded in raising same-store sales and decided to try something new, an entertainment concept similar to Chuck E. Cheese called Gaddy Town. The $3 million, 27,000 square foot prototype opened its home base of Austin with plenty of seating for dining, large screen TVs, and a huge video and gaming arcade for kids. It also added bumper cars into most of the newer restaurants with an orange canopy entrance to the game room saying, "Welcome to Gaddyland, family fun and games." Notable locations using this modified concept were 2 locations in Louisville, Kentucky, Abilene, Texas, Spartanburg, South Carolina, and Round Rock, Texas. By 1994, more and more Mr. Gaddy's pizza places began to feature an attached game room, kicking off a beloved feature of many modern Mr. Gaddy's locations. As a chain restaurant, Mr. Gaddy's Pizza obviously has the ability to open plenty of franchises. However, they must think carefully about their budget and existing fan bases, meaning that Mr. Gaddy's franchises currently only open in certain areas of the United States. In 2004, Blue Sage Capital bought the chain for a reported $24 million. The huge game-filled Gaddy Town and Gaddyland Eatertainment complexes continued to perform well, and Blue Sage had financed the opening of 24 locations, ranging from 19,000 to 30,000 square feet. In 2007, there were 150 Gaddy's locations in Texas, Louisiana, Kentucky, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Indiana, and Virginia. That same year, Blue Sage renamed Mr. Gaddy's as Gaddy's Pizza to reflect current trends. In 2011, Blue Sage announced that they would construct 4 new, supersized Gaddy's restaurants based on their Gaddy Town model. These locations were based in Clearwater, Florida, El Paso, Texas, Lafayette, Louisiana, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and Sugar Land, Texas. They were all expected to open by late 2011. These new locations were between 45,000 and 60,000 square feet. In addition, typical features included bumper cars, go-karts, miniature golf, and miniature bowling. In June of 2015, Blue Sage sold Gaddy's Pizza to Sovrano LLC for an undisclosed amount. In February of 2016, Sovrano LLC renamed Gaddy's Pizza back to Mr. Gaddy's Pizza due to only 30% of Google searches using the rebranded Gaddy's Pizza's moniker. In January of 2019, Sovrano LLC, the owner of Mr. Gaddy's Pizza, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, claiming liabilities of $10 million to $50 million. Mr. Gaddy's Pizza is still around. Down from their peak of over 300 restaurants, today there are around 70 locations in Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, and Kentucky. So what do you remember about this place? Leave a comment or a suggestion for a future video below. And if you haven't already, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.
Bringing back memories from the good old days. That's super cool, man.